Had a feeling you'd come back and save me from all those lonely nights and heartbreaks. And I feel misplaced without you.
Good morning everybody, I hope that you are well, and I just wanted to talk today about our rescue dog Indy. I just wanted to talk about it a bit because I know that there's so many little things that she's doing at the minute and we're seeing as she's slowly coming out of her shell. I just wanted to video it so that we can remember it, because I know that in like a year's time she's going to be a completely different dog. So it began ages ago. We moved into our new house in summer 2020. We knew that we were going to get a dog, that it wasn't something to think about. We've always had dogs in my family. Grant loves dogs, and I think once you've lived with dogs, if you don't have them, then like the house just feels so quiet. So we knew that we were going to get a dog, and it was a few months ago now, maybe September, October time. I can't actually remember when we went for our first appointment, but one morning I just had like a vibe to call the sanctuary and see if we could get in for an appointment. I just had a feeling to do it, so I called up. They'd had a last minute cancellation and we could come in a couple of hours if we wanted to. They had a last minute cancellation with COVID and everything. It was appointment only. So I called Grant, and he was working on a renovation that Saturday, and I said, look, you need to be free in like 3 hours, okay? Because we have an appointment, a last minute appointment to go to. We were just feeling like, oh my gosh, you know, we're gonna find a dog today. We were so excited. And then we looked at all the dogs, and we were just gutted because we realised that on that day there weren't any dogs that we were right for, and that really is the most important thing, that you know you have a good match. Obviously that the dog you're gonna bring into your family is a right match for your circumstances. We were just gutted, but you know, we thought there's nobody here today that we're right for and they're right for us. So we booked another appointment to go back in a few weeks' time. And then I think there was another COVID lockdown. I can't remember the date now, but basically the sanctuary had to close and our appointment was cancelled. So fast forward a few more weeks, and we went back for our second appointment. And we were looking at the dogs again, and there were a lot of new dogs there that we hadn't seen before. We saw a dog that was taken into the care on Grant's birthday. So we thought, okay, you know, maybe that's a bit of a sign, you know. So we had a look. She came out into the paddock with us so that we could meet her. And at the time her name was Annie. And we just fell in love with her straight away. She is a Romanian rescue. She's come from Romania, and she was found as a stray living on the streets. So she will have been part of a pack. So she understands dogs and she understands their language, their communication, and then humans she's a bit more wary of because of obviously things that have happened to her. And we both kind of looked at each other and we were just like, yeah, this is the one for us. We ended up, I think we spent about an hour with her for the first time when we ever met her. So on the second appointment we took Honey with us, just to make sure that they got on, that they were happy in each other's space and things, because they would be sharing our home at certain times. So we took Honey the following Sunday to meet Annie, and it went really well. It went perfectly. We did the walk, and we discovered at that point that the walking on a lead was Annie's like main issue, and it was an issue because she basically wouldn't walk on a leash. And we think it's because in Romania, when she will have been caught by the dog catcher, they use a noose on a long pole, and that will have obviously been caught around her neck, and she'll have been dragged into a van and taken to a shelter. So it won't have been a nice experience. So we think that is potentially where that comes from. But she saw Honey wandering around and that Honey was comfortable and happy with us. So she kind of took Honey's lead a little bit and kind of had a little wander around. And again, we ended up spending an hour or two there that day at the sanctuary. And even though obviously we knew that that was a bit of an issue that needed work, we were still absolutely smitten. We were still absolutely like, yes, this is the dog for us. Great with people, great with dogs, which was important for us. She's relatively young, she's only 3 years old. So we knew that eventually she'd be able to come on nice walks with us and things. So fast forward again to another week, we went to a behavioural session that the sanctuary run, and that was just like gold dust. It was so informative and like so helpful. There was a specialist who we did a session with who taught us about dog behaviour, and in particular the dogs from Romania. And obviously we'll never know completely what her history was. Usually at the behavioural session, people take their dogs home straight after that. And it was just heartbreaking because there were maybe 5 or 6 other groups of people there that day to take their dogs home. But Indy had actually had a litter of puppies when she arrived in the UK. So because of that, the vet was waiting on giving her the okay to come home. Obviously, we just wanted to do whatever was best for her. So that day we went to see Indy, and we, had some cuddles, took lots of treats. And I think that was the first day that I think she recognised us, and she was a bit like, hey, how come these people keep coming back to see me? The following week, we got the call to say that the vet had been able to see her finally, and that she would be able to come home on Christmas Eve. Again, especially with any dog, but I mean especially rescue dogs that have already been through so much, we just had to kind of think what is best for her. We decided to actually reschedule, and we collected her on the Sunday after Christmas. That day we were just like so excited. We were nervous too because we've never done this before. We've never had we've had rescue dogs in the family, but me and Grant, this is our first dog together. We've never had a rescue dog. We knew that there was going to be work to be done. So we were nervous, but we were so excited as well. And I remember just saying to her, like, oh, you're coming home today. We'd done all of our paperwork as well. I should maybe mention that you have to do a home visit, and then you also have a contract to complete, which we did at the sanctuary, and a fee to pay, which covers the microchip, worming, flea, vaccinations, and also neutering, spaying of the dog. So anyway, we picked her up from the sanctuary and we ended up having to carry her to the car because she was just so nervous. When it comes to a scary situation, she freezes, and it is heartbreaking because she obviously thinks that that's the safest thing for her to do, is to just freeze. The first week she was okay. She was very nervous still, but touch wood, she's not had any accidents in the house. She's been eating all her food really well. She's been so friendly. She's just, she's really slowly starting to come out of her shell. And then this week it's coming up to 2 weeks since we brought her home. It feels like she's been here forever. So I've just been editing this video and I realised actually how long ago I filmed it. It's taken me ages to edit because I think I had like over an hour of footage that I recorded all about our story. There's a lot of details that I've missed out, but I didn't want it to be a super long video. So Indy has actually been home with us now for just over a month and a half and she's doing really well. She's coming on so much and so far and it's been a relatively short period of time. We've already seen a huge difference in her. She's starting to enjoy going on walks. She's becoming a bit more vocal, a bit more confident. And we did think about doing a update video in a few months' time. So if you have any questions about her journey with us or anything that you'd like to know that maybe we could help with, let us know if that's something you'd be interested in. We managed to take her on a walk yesterday, and there's a lot of encouragement with treats, but she's just doing so much better with her walks. And now really it's just kind of about building her confidence, getting her used to all different kind of situations. We were told it takes the dogs 3 days to decompress, 3 weeks to learn their new routine, and 3 months to properly feel settled. So far we're just loving having her, and I think that she knows now that she's safe and sound and that she's home. She's a part of our family already. She makes us laugh every day. Indy! Come on! I think she's coming. Indy, come on! Come on then. Hi! Good job! Hi! Hi, sweetie. Good girl. Come on then. Come here. Hi. Hi. Was that nice? Was that nice? Yeah? Oh, you want to be? We're looking forward now to just being able to share more of Indy's story and show as she builds in confidence and she comes on lots of different adventures with us. So thank you for watching and we'll share some more updates soon.